Navy at Air Force. It's the first game of the Commander-in-Chief's Trophy. And Navy's 2-2. Air Force is 1-4. But don't let that fool you because they've all been really, really, really close losses. Here's the thing about these two teams. Navy's number 1 in rushing. Air Force is number 11. They run the ball. They run the ball. Falcon Stadium is at 6,600 feet elevation. Well, it's the second highest stadium in the country. What's that say about conditioning? Because we know where Annapolis, Maryland is. So the key here is going to be turnovers, who can hold on to the ball longer. But most importantly, the key here is that the cadets and the midshipmen, they go out and they give their all, and they're going to go on to bigger and better things after that. So this game is for pretty much everything right now, because if you can win this first one, you only got to win more and you get the trophy. Coach, Mark, talk to us about this.
Well, I like this game because it is involved with the Commanders-in-Chief Trophy. And not only that, when you look at the way this game is going to play out, you talked about the elevation, but Kevin, you didn't talk about this. It's supposed to rain on Saturday. It's supposed to be nothing but 51 degrees, the coldest temperature in the FBS on Saturday playing this weekend. Can they handle the altitude, the rain, and the weather situation? It's going to be tough for Navy to go on the roll. Cole Fade, their fullback, has been a terrific runner this year, even though Air Force has had to use multiple quarterbacks this season. And here's the reason why I have to pick Air Force. My niece is the only African-American female commanding a base in the United States. She commands Bolling Air Force Base outside of D.C. I've got to go with the Air Force. Air Force 21, Navy 17.
Well, Mark, the last time there was an accurate weather forecast was when God told Noah it was going to rain. It hadn't been accurate since then, so let's keep that in mind. I've gone out and played at Air Force Academy. It's a beautiful setting. It's a beautiful place. The cadets are great. It's exciting. And the 6,600 feet does make a difference. Boy, you exert yourself for 1 or 2 plays, you need 30 seconds to get your rest. But what upset me about Air Force, I think this will motivate Army the same way it did us at Notre Dame. In the locker room, they have a sign. You're at mile high. Exertion can be hazardous to your health. Please don't overexert yourself. I mean, I'm saying to the players, oh, don't look that side right now. And everything in the locker room is pale blue, which is supposed to be very peaceful. You want to go to sleep, etc. But I'll tell you what, it's wonderful that for the kickoff, here come the Jets in the wishbone formation, flying across there, and the students go great. But I have to go with Navy. I think Navy with their quarterbacks outstanding. I just love the coach at Navy. Navy wins 35-24 over the Air Force.
Gentlemen, I have some people that agree with you, and we talk about these midshipmen, and they're young. And then what do they do after they're midshipmen? Well, they go on and they serve their country as a Marine or in the United States Navy. And I got 2 groups that want to talk to you. They got some videos I'm going to show you in the studio right now. And the first is from the 5th Company at the U.S. Naval Academy, and they have a message for both of you all.
Hey, Mark and Coach. We heard your prediction for this weekend's game, and we strongly believe that Navy's gonna crush Air Force. Go Navy! Be the Air Force!
So you take those midshipmen right there, and what do they do when they grow up? Well, this next video comes from 5 former Naval Academy football players, currently United States Marines at headquarters Marine Barracks, Washington, D.C. Please show that to Coach and Mark.
Gentlemen, former Navy football players here coming to you from the parade deck at Marine Barracks, Washington, D.C., just outside the home of the Commandants. Mark, we heard your pick, and we're not a fan. But Coach, thanks a lot for the support. We got Navy coming in hot to Colorado Springs this weekend to crush the Air Force. High and tight, just like Coach Nehemiah taught us.
We interrupt the regularly scheduled program.
Hey, Captain Jose J. Rodriguez and the rest of the Navy. Guess what? My niece, Aries Gibson Menser, she's the colonel of the Air Force. And you know what? When you have your flag football game, guess what? You're going down. And you want to know why? Because in her veins, she has May blood. You know what May blood means? Championships, Super Bowl championships, Hall of Fame, All Pro. And your flag football game, it's over. And not only that, Air Force will sink Navy on Saturday in their game in Colorado Springs. Because guess what? Off we go into the wild blue yonder. Air Force sinks Navy. Bada boom.
It says it all. That's very, very well done. I'll tell you what, those were impressive football players. No wonder Navy won. I thought it was coaching, but and no matter who, there's no losers in this football game. It will be a class game. After the game, they'll hug one another, congratulate one another, and I do believe Navy win. I hope Navy wins because I picked them.
Both of those teams are winners regardless, guys. And those young men and those young ladies, they're going to go out and they're going to patrol the seas, and they're going to patrol the land, they're going to protect the United States, and I've got nothing but respect and love for them, and just pray for their health and their safety, and thank them for what they're doing.
Mark,
Amen.
from your niece to those midshipmen, that's the best that America has to offer, and I always say that. Well, that
Not only
wraps up
that,
our...
I want to interrupt you. That's not only the best America has, that's the best I've heard Mark offer. That was well done, Mark. I will applaud you on that. That's very well done.